dancing around, looking beautiful from their head to the ground. I know you're saying that it ain't your bag, but I say just relax, cause life ain't a drag. The drag show, the drag show. Zach and Stu, that pair is a must. The drag show, with Labeling and Wanderlust.
San Francisco's live talk show tonight with our special guest Heklina and the wonderful, beautiful Labeling. Welcome, ladies.
Yay, Labeling!
Yay, Heklina!
I loved the opening credit, the opening sequence.
Isn't that fun?
The song, it's very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
I had no idea. Who did the little cartoon?
Actually, the drawing was done by our friend Nicholas
Yanofsky.
And the song was done by Dustin Manuel.
Cute.
Yeah, and he sang it, he wrote it, and played for it.
Very
amazing.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
It's a great little town to start anything to do with show business, as I think you might have some experience doing.
Yeah.
How did Tranny Shack come to be?
Oh, gosh. That question?
You've answered it too many
I should have
times.
told you. That's one question I don't know.
Well, let me put it this way. How did the Golden Girls start?
Okay, the Golden Girls started, God, I'm not ready for any questions, am I? This season. Okay, the Golden Girls started about 5 or 6 years ago. It was the idea of a friend of mine, Jeff Simpson, and we did it at his house, south of Market, and it was called TV Land, but it was, a play on TV and transvestite. And we did one episode of the Golden Girls and one episode of Three's Company, because I really love Three's Company. I love just the whole aesthetic of that show. But I had a feeling always that they were doing Three's Company just to humor me. And the audiences that would show up were super into the Golden Girls, not so into the Three's Company thing. So years later, I wanted to kind of dabble in theater again. I was just starting to dabble in theater, and I was like, why not bring back the Golden Girls? And I've developed such a love of the show from studying it, and the writing of the show, and the rapport between the four actresses, and then doing it live. People have such a fondness for that show, and when they show up, they know all the words, they know all the episodes, and it really connects with gay. I want to say gay people, but especially gay men. For some reason, they can all identify with Blanche or Rose or Dorothy or Sophia, and they all tell me, okay, I'm Sophia, I'm Rose, so they can always relate. I think because the Golden Girls was so ahead of its time in its writing, it touched on a lot of issues like abortion, like AIDS and all that stuff, drug addiction, all dealt with by these old, senior citizen women. It was so great.
It's a great series. I got to see the show again last week. It's at Mama Caliso's, I think, and you've got, what, 2-3 more shows?
We have 2 more days.
2 more days.
Obviously, the day after tomorrow is Christmas, so we did not want to do any shows on Christmas Day. And our final shows are this coming Friday and Saturday, the 26th and 27th. We just added a 5 p.m. show on Saturday to meet popular demand. The show's been so well received, we had to add extra shows on Saturday afternoons.
That's wonderful.
And so can people just go down to Mama Caliso's?
We've got a telephone call.
Oh, we have a telephone call.
Folks. Hello, caller.
Hi.
Who are we talking to?
Hi, this is Matthew Martin. I'm with.
Hello?
That's Matthew.
Oh,
hi, honey.
Hi.
I just wanted to say hello.
Well, thank you.
It's Blanche Devereaux, actually.
Hi, Blanche.
This is
You know,
Matthew who plays
Your
Blanche.
performance the other night was just magnificent. Thank you so much. Thank you to each of the Golden Girls. You there?
I just wanted to say you look smashing, too. There's something about the sight of a man in a Santa Claus suit that drives me absolutely crazy.
Thank you, Matthew. I'd like to meet you anytime, off duty.
Maybe it's the warmth of all that or maybe it's the warmth of all that red, hot, sweaty flannel.
She's doing one of her lines from the show.
Yeah. It was such a great show. Go ahead.
Save it for the stage, honey.
What's that?
Save it for the stage, dear.
Yes, it's so funny because I had to walk out of the room. I had to walk out of the room because it's delayed timing on the TV too.
Okay.
But I just want to say hello.
Thank you for calling in, and
Thanks, Blanche.
we hope to see the show one more time this year and many years in the future.
Well,
Thank
this
you.
is one of our best, and it's so fun working with such good friends, and I think that's what shows through, and the audiences have tears rolling down their cheeks from
Absolutely.
laughter. And it's just a ball to work with Heklina. And anyway, happy holidays to all of you.
You
and
too.
see you at the show.
Happy holidays.
Thank you very
honey.
much.
Blanche.
Thanks for calling in. That's Matthew Martin. You know, Matthew Martin is probably one of the reasons, he's one of the people who taught me to go back into theater. You know, before I started Tranny Shack, and I can answer that question, but before I started doing Tranny Shack, I was doing amateur theater here in San Francisco. But for somehow I kind of just lost interest in it in a way. It was so amateur at the level that we were doing it. And so I started Tranny Shack, and it was actually Matthew who coaxed me into doing theater. I did a show with him called Trog a couple of years ago, based on the old Joan Crawford movie.
I remember that.
And so it's been such a pleasure working with him. He's such a showbiz professional, so I've learned a lot studying him and watching him on stage.
You've got the other members of the cast are Cookie Dough and Pollo Del Mar. How long have they been involved with you in Golden Girls?
Well, Cookie Dough, when I talk about the run that I did like 5 years ago with Jeff Simpson, Cookie Dough did play Sophia for the second run of that show then. And when we talked about doing it, it was a real mom and pop amateur setup. It was at a friend of mine's house in his parlor, and we were kind of all friends, and we thought, well, let's do a show in this room. It's big enough.
The first time I saw it, it was in that house.
And what we really wanted to do was cut out the middleman of having to rent a theater and do all that stuff. We wanted just to do it ourselves. But there ended up being, of course, limitations to that, you know. So